This is Sailing's weekly highlights show, The World on Water, April 11th, 2025. You want to race around the world, so you buy the plans for a mini yacht, you build it yourself, transport it halfway around the world to the starting line, and off you go. Problem: a halyard at the top of the mast needs fixing and you have to climb it to retrieve it. Are the conditions calm enough? Will the boat stay up and not capsize with your weight at the top? But Keri worked it out. He used a boathook to keep the center of gravity low and not roll the boat over.
So this little fellow lives in the Galapagos, and at night you get a whole group of them that fly round and round the boat, and they make a sound a bit like an egret or a warbling sort of frog. Very strange, but their white of their plumage flashes in the light of the navigation lights, and I think that's what attracts them. But they get quite tired, so they fly round and round and they try and land and then they take off. And I'm not sure if they're hunting, if our lights are attracting fish to the surface. In the morning, they get attacked by frigates, which are quite an aggressive, much larger seabird. And the aerial combat is incredible to watch as these little fellows manoeuvre to avoid their predator. And I think it's a predator. It doesn't look like it's some kind of aerial play. It looks pretty serious to me. Anyway, it's very handsome. And I wondered how they fly at night, but look at the size of those eyes. I reckon that has a big part to play in it. Anyway, I've let him stay on the solar panel for a ride and a rest. He's probably deserved it. Although it's quite tricky with webbed feet to stay on a slippery solar panel. So having just gone up the mast already this week to fix the spreaders, I've just had the A7 halyard on the top spinnaker halyard, and the splicing on it's come undone. So the kite's come down, the halyard's at the top of the mast. It's relatively calm, so I've got to whiz up there and grab it down. I haven't got time really to get a harness on. What I'll do is I'll put a line on in case my weight at the top of the mast causes the boat to heel violently and I get thrown in the water. At least then I'm still stuck with the boat. But I think a quick dash up and back down should do it. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to be attached to the staysail halyard. Should be long enough to go from the staysail sheave to the top of the mast. I've lengthened it as far as possible by basically putting a knot off on the sheave for the staysail there, just a figure of 8 on a bite. It should hold it. Just a quick bowline on there, not ideal, but just a bit belt and braces. I'm more worried not from falling because I've got nothing to protect me from that, but if the boat heels violently, that's the bigger concern and I end up in the water and the boat, which is on pilot now, decides to sail merrily on without me, which wouldn't be very cool. I've got that halyard, whoops, bouncing around a bit. Okay, so we're at the spreaders that I fixed earlier this week. I put some shims in, you see, just webbing on that one and a couple of coins that side. They were Panamanian and Antiguan coins, so we don't have much further to go, but we start getting to limited stability now. You see the halyard just up there. Whoa, she's bouncing around. This one. Oh yeah, that halyard. Let's wait for the movement to stop a bit. It feels like she's just a bit iffy there. See the swell coming in, announcing the trade winds. Bugger, I've got to get that. Okay. She's heeling, wait for it to stop heeling. You see that the halyard's trailing in the water behind, just so I can actually pull it down when I catch it. No, she doesn't like me up here. Bugger, I don't want to have to drop the main. So near, but it just feels like it might be. Let's wait to see what happens when this breeze passes. No, it just doesn't like me up here. Look at the pilot working quite hard. Stop her rounding up. Yeah, I'm going to have to get down, I think. So when she comes up, right, make sure it doesn't throw me off. I have to do this without the main up. No, the pilot's not working. She's going to try and jibe the boat. Look at quick camera! Bugger. That's what I didn't want to happen. Bugger. Try again. Okay, I got it. And I'm bringing it down. Trying to keep tension on the halyard so I don't lose it again. Come on. Phew. Victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. The swallowtail gull resided on board of the Origami yesterday to take a rest, being chased this morning by 2, subsequently 3 frigates. This is the aerial combat I was talking about yesterday. At some point, the frigates forced the gull to regurgitate whatever it had eaten, and they then descended to the surface to gulp it up voraciously, and then continue their pursuit of the hapless gull. So I'm not sure if they're trying to attack it, or they're really just trying to get it to provide them with food in a sort of fairly aggressive, vicarious manner.
Wrapping up day 3 of the 52nd BVI Spring Regatta, following several days of relentless high winds, competitors will importantly remember the final day of racing, a picture-perfect Caribbean racing day with temperatures in the mid-80s and warm trades blowing 15 to 18 knots, and a great party in the Regatta Village to end a fantastic week of racing.
I'm loving this regatta. Sailing around the islands is so much nicer than sailing around buoys. It's pretty, mostly partly because we're doing well, but partly because it's beautiful sailing. This is the most enjoyable regatta I've done for a long time.
Oh, the BVI's is one of the greatest places to sail. We've been breeze on this week, which is really a nice way to test out a new boat and really see how she performs.
Here we've been really excited and working hard to keep first place. And yesterday was particularly difficult. Our competitors, they are doing so well, and it's really fun to have them there because it really pushes us.
I guess the winning formula, sailing with friends. You know, these people have been sailing with me for, like I said, 20 plus years. We came in first in our class, which was awesome. So to cap it off with a win right here, just is amazing feeling, and not a better place to do it. Right down here in Nanny Key.
Having a race boat like this is very, very rare. Just racing up and down in the bay, we were doing 18, 19 knots downwind, soaking wet, having a fantastic time. They're getting to experience what it would be like to be sailing on a professional team, so that hopefully in the future we'll be doing this on a 52.
We're super happy to be at the top of the pile right now, but we've got a lot to do to be in the same position next season.
We had 5 wins on the second, so it was good fun coast racing. British Virgin Islands, hard to get to, harder to leave, impossible to forget.
Alive is set to go for the final start line of the race to Osaka. We chat with Duncan and Glenn and are also privileged to be given a below-decks tour of the boat. Alive is scratch boat in this handicap race start, and her wins include the Rolex Hobart race.
Welcome to Melbourne, and obviously we're getting close to the pointy end now.
We certainly are. It's looking ominous now. We're going to start.
Yeah, it's getting very real now. You know, a year and a half ago, it was sort of like, oh, that'd be nice, and now it's very real.
Obviously, there's been a delay. Have you got anything you're prepared to say about that?
Well, I think it was a good decision by the committee to delay us, because there's no point going out into 40-odd knots and 11-metre seas and things like that.
This boat is really intended to be crewed by 12 people. You're down to 2 people, obviously very capable people, but you've had to make some modifications here.
They're very minor modifications. They're just trying to work out how one person can do a 4-person job. When we first bought it, we used to use 16 crew, and then we reduced it to 14, and then we got down to like 12 for more recent races, and now we've gone the jump from 12 to 2. But most of the jobs on the boat are designed around like 4 people actually doing things. So it's just been a slow process of working out how to actually how one person can do all 4 jobs at the same time.
It's not been fully adapted as a two-handed boat because it is going back to the fully crewed boat, but things like instead of a furling jib, we've got a jib on hanks, but we've got ways around to manage that.
There are just a lot of simple changes, variations, but it slows down when you actually go to change, like headsails over, it's going to take a bit longer, so we've got to plan ahead.
It's planning ahead and will take longer, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and so what are your sort of hopes and expectations for the first week, do you think?
It's been changing every day, like doing some routing in here probably 4 or 5 days ago. It was going to be over 2 days to Gabo, then it was down to about 22 hours, but with the problematic conditions around Gabo and beyond, and now it's wise decision by the race committee, and now it's back to something more reasonable.
I think a lot of people would be pretty interested to know what goes on a big boat like this, it's crewed by 2 people. Are you able to give us a bit of a look-see?
Why don't we give you a guided tour? So, up forward, of course, we've got a crash bulkhead is the first thing that you can see, but and then once you get past the black, there's the white section there with it's got a little ram on one side of it that's covered with a nose step. It's the canard case, and the canard, for people that don't know what candy keeled boats are, is basically gives you your lateral resistance. It's like a centerboard in a dinghy. Then if you start coming back, you get to the head. Ours is exceptionally large. There's no door though. Privacy is one of those things. I make sure that Glenn knocks before he comes downstairs if he's on watch, and I've never look. So then we've got the mast. The main halyard comes out the bottom of the mast downstairs, which is unusual to a lot of boats. There are 3 rams on this section of the mast. One is the Cunningham ram, that's on the aft side. On the side of it is the check stay, and at the front of it is the boom vang. They're all operated on this boat by a PLC, which is here on this bulkhead behind the toilet, that you can adjust speeds and things like that. So that's sort of good for short-handed sailing, because you can make your processes variable. It's not a cruising boat, it's a working boat. It's big, there's not a lot of luxury in it. So yeah.
It's got a boat computer, which takes all the inputs in for the sources, wind speed, wind direction, so on and so forth, feeds that into the boat computer. About a 20-inch screen back there for navigation. Access the internet, there's Starlink, so we will have real-time sort of access 24 hours a day, we hope.
Got to keep up with our TV programs.
But now you've got a lot of food down here. Where are you planning to pack all of that?
Well, eventually in our stomachs. I was hoping to get down this morning before Glenn came down, because there's a lot of stuff here that I'm meant to hide so that he doesn't actually eat it on me in the first day. A lot of people message me like he can be a pig when it comes to chocolate. But and yeah.
Hopefully that was in a past life.
Oh, it doesn't show. So who's got the best bunk?
I'm just thinking, going up the east coast at the moment, as we go round, I'm on the lower side. Which will be easy to get in. It's a very hands-on boat. It's like it's a big dinghy. It's not quite a dinghy, but it's the next best thing. Yeah, there's a lot of hands-on stuff.
Yeah, so very much upstairs.
Yeah. We haven't even worked out how to use the autopilot downstairs.
As the first major Olympic sailing regatta of the Los Angeles 2028 cycle, the Balearics Giant 54 Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by Fergus Hotels rolls into Saturday's big finale, the medal races. There may be 4 of the 10 classes with the mathematical odds heavily stacked in the favor of the respective event leaders, but only one event has already been won with a day to spare.
Day 5 here in Palma was an absolutely critical day for making sure that you could get into your medal series, which is going to be happening tomorrow on Saturday. Our special focus today was on the ILCA 6 and ILCA 7 fleets, almost 300 boats between those two single-handed fleets.
In the ILCA 7, we've got in third position from Italy, Lorenzo Chiavarini. In second place, all the way from Ireland, Phil Lynch. And in first place, the man who already won the event for the 4th time in a row, and he actually won already today with a day to spare, and he did the same last year. Big congratulations from Great Britain, Mickey Beckett.
You got to be able to sail in everything. You can't be bad at light winds, strong winds. You've got to have everything covered. It's just, it's a tough event. It'll test everything, and for me so far, it's worked.
Now, in comparison with Mickey Beckett, who's already wrapped up the gold, it's nothing like that in the women's ILCA 6, because there are still 6 sailors that could take the gold medal. But the 3 most likely at the top of the leaderboard, currently in third place, Italy's Chiara Bonini. In second from Great Britain, Daisy Collingridge. And in first place from Australia, Zoe Thompson, the runner-up last year, but in the box seat perhaps to go one better.
In the ILCA 6, we've had some pretty dominant females in the past, and they've set such a high standard, and for me that motivates me a lot to see how good I can get.
Now, going into the final day, take a look at the leaders in all top 10 of the Olympic classes.
If you want to watch the medal races, head over to Trofeo Sofia on our Instagram stories. We will be showing all the medal races. Hasta mañana.
Stunning conditions greeted sailors at the BVI Spring Regatta with bright sunshine, warm Caribbean waters, and 25 knots of breeze delivering champagne sailing across 3 race courses. With the Sir Francis Drake Channel turning on the style, a huge fleet from across the globe took to the water just off Nanny Key, making the most of everything this world-class venue has to offer.
I'm glad to say the trade winds are back again here. I was giving up somehow. I thought we thought the whole thing had changed and we'll never have a decent regatta again. But here it is, we've got the breeze back.
We're in the Garden of Eden of sailing, the BVI Spring Regatta, Mount Gay Rum Day. Nothing better than sailing and Mount Gay rum.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little sporty today, very windy, but getting wet, wild, having lots of fun. But I made it home in one piece, and it was great. Well, this is our 4th year, and I have a really good sort of seasoned group that have worked together before, and that pays dividends in conditions like this.
It was a great day. I mean, we come to the BVI for the wind, and it delivered. It was a classic BVI day, 19 to 24 knots. Fantastic conditions. Yeah, no rain, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, racing was absolutely epic. Their bareboat is the biggest class in this year's BVI Spring Regatta. We had 19 boats altogether. I think there's 7 in bareboat 1. Bareboat 2 is really, really competitive. I think everybody had an awesome day. Fantastic. It's Mount Gay Day. After an amazing day on the water, we just can't wait to let our hair down, have some nice rum, and just enjoy the vibe.
Winner of the Women's IQFOL windsurfing competition, Great Britain's Emma Wilson has been crowned outright champion of 54 Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by Fergus Hotels. In addition to Emma Wilson, Michael Beckett, the British sailor who achieved his 4th consecutive victory in ILCA 7, and the young Singaporean Max Marder, winner of the past 3 editions of the Princess Sofia Trophy in Formula Kite Men, were especially applauded at the award ceremony.
After 6 days of racing in the Bay of Palma, more than 1,000 sailors competing at the 54 Trofeo Princesa Sofia Mallorca by Fergus Hotels, we have 10 medal race winners.
Of those 10 gold medal winners, 5 of them for Great Britain. In the double handers, the British won the NACRA 17, the 470 mixed and the 49er FX. Then there was Mickey Beckett taking his 4th win in 4 years in the men's ILCA 7 single-hander, and Emma Wilson dominating the women's IQ4 windsurfing from start to finish.
Australia also had quite a regatta, Ray Morris winning in IQ4 men and Zoe Thompson taking ILCA 6 gold. China did well across many fleets and ended up with an Accra 17 bronze and a gold for Wan Lee in women's Formula Kite. In men's Formula Kite, it was the 18-year-old from Singapore, Max Mather, taking the gold medal for the third year in a row. Reigning 49er world champions Erwan Fischer and Clément Pekin won skiff gold for France.
Of all 10 winners, Emma Wilson's victory in the windsurfing was judged to be the most emphatic. For this, she has been crowned overall winner of Trofeo Princesa Sofia.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I was just looking at the names and there's some big names on there, so yeah, I'm just really proud of my week and really happy.
Palmer has put on a fantastic start to the new Olympic cycle leading up to Los Angeles 2028.
The first event of the Sailing Grand Slam is done, and in a few weeks' time we see you in the Semaine Olympique Française.
Nos vemos en Francia.